Hey everybody, it's Karyn Bryant for MMA H.E.A.T. I'm talking with Uriah Hall, who's facing Robert Whittaker at UFC 194 in Australia. And listen, I know you got a lot going on. You got, well, yeah, you, dude. I'm talking
No, no,
about
I was,
you.
I was looking at my lighting because I'm like, why is it so dark in here? What the heck?
Oh, because I thought you were doing one of those like, who, me?
No, 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 no.
Well, listen, it's a good fight for you. You're stepping in on shorter notice to where Michael Bisping was going to be. What made
Uh,
you decide to just go ahead and jump right back in the mix?
Man, staying active is one of the best things I can do right now for
Yeah,
me personally. Just to,
that looks good.
yeah, just to get better. How do I figure this crap out?
You
Hold
know,
on,
here
Ken. I'm
here
sorry.
fix that and we can start it over. But this is actually hilarious. But
Sorry, it's my new house. I'm just trying to get this.
it's good. No, the
All right,
lighting looks good.
so are you gonna start over?
I kind of feel like I don't want to actually.
All right, so. Why did I jump on this opportunity for Robert Whittaker? A few reasons. One, he's one of the best. Two, I just wanted to stay active. I think it's easier when I stay active. I get a lot done. I stay fresh.
Mhm.
Kind of like being in a tough house where, there were fights after fights after fights. I feel like I don't really have a lot of ring rust.
Yep.
And, it's just getting better. I don't really pay attention too much in the rankings and all that
Mhm.
stuff. It's just to kind of stay active mainly.
Well, and obviously, listen, you're coming off. I don't know if you would say it's the biggest win of your career, but certainly that's what a lot of people are calling your win over Gegard. Do you feel that it was?
Leading up to the fight, I felt he was just the that guy,
Yeah.
and this might sound really bad, but it's one of the reasons why I stayed positive and confident that he's just a man, just like me, regardless of his record, regardless of what he's done and all that stuff. I just let it play in my head because people were saying, "Oh, he's a veteran.
Mhm.
Oh, he's this, this, and that." And my best response was always, "Hey, man, he's just a man."
Right.
So he's just another opponent to me. I don't want to disrespect him. I think he's done enough for himself.
Mhm.
I knew what type of mentality, what type of fighter he was. He was an old school type of guy in your face. I'm very technical, and you don't go up against a technical person if you just come forward. That's just asking to get knocked out.
Mhm.
And I was patient. I knew I lost the first round. I accepted that,
Mhm.
and I was on my feet. Second round, I was like, all right, he's gonna make a mistake, and I just
Mhm.
took it.
But you're right. That was a lucky kick. You didn't know that?
Yeah, it
I don't
was.
know if you got the memo, but that was a lucky kick.
Oh my God. It was one of those kicks I don't throw a lot, and when I did it, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it actually worked. So yeah, you're right. It's a
Yeah.
very lucky kick.
Yeah, I haven't seen that tape of you that you put on your website or anything like that of you doing the kick over and over and over and over. And I have to say, for me, that was a tough fight. I was talking to my mom beforehand. She knows I've known Gegard for like 8 years, and he's a friend. And we have, my mom's Jamaican, and we have Armenians in our family. We have Jamaican Armenians, so she knows who he is and has always been aware. And then she's like, "Well, he's your friend, right?" I said, "Yeah." And she's like, "But he's fighting the Jamaican kid." I'm like, "Yeah, mom, he is, right?" And so we were just like, "What do you do?" And I was like, "I don't know, mom. I don't know." It was such a great fight for you guys. But when you were losing the first round, how did you keep your composure? Because certainly, a lot of people were like, "Well, see, I told you. Like this is exactly what's going to happen." So how did you keep yourself together there and not give up?
Man, I've overcome a lot of adversity in my
Yeah.
life, and my buddy said it to me the best before I stepped out there. My buddy Arsha, he said, you're not just a survivor, you're a effing warrior, and he basically told me do the things you think you can't do.
Hmm.
But with a combination of that, it was just I don't know. I was just poised. When I'm poised, I'm at my best. I mean, the world knows that I have a little sensitive thing going on in my head, but I'm controlling it. I'm getting better. I'm balancing it. I'm not afraid anymore because I'm always afraid to go in the ring. I don't have that killer instinct, that
Hmm.
killer mentality. So I've always struggled with it, and it's something I'm confident to talk about. I don't have it, and I used to figure out or think, why don't I have it in UFC? I'm supposed to have it, and it's supposed to work. And every time I've tried, it never worked. And again, my friend told me there's three Uriahs. There's Uriah that's trying to impress everybody. Then there's Uriah that's trying to prove everyone wrong. And then there's Uriah that's when he's himself, he's unbeatable. And when I'm myself, I'm unbeatable. So I just kept focused on that, just being me and not thinking about the outcome.
And was that due to just you growing up, you just becoming more mature, you just being in the organization a little longer? Or did you have, as Oprah likes to say, one singular aha moment where all the things that your friend just said to you clicked together?
I think it's a combination of both. Being that I was the way I was brought up, I started to focus on how far I've come. You know, as me, it's hard for me to do this.
Yeah.
I'm always like, what's next? You know, perfectionist. I'm a martial artist, so I'm like, all right, how can I get better? What else there's to be done? And I'm constantly reminded how blessed I am to be in the sport where I've came from. You know, I tried out for the Ultimate Fighter with nothing. I had maybe a one-way ticket to Vegas, and I think I only had $600 to buy another ticket to come back. Right. So I pretty much went out there with nothing, saying this is my do or die moment. And you know, when you kind of reminded by your past or where you're from, you know exactly where you're going. And plus, you know, having the right support system, the right group, the right people, like my best friend who's constantly motivating me and reminding me of my attributes, I start to see it. It's hard when people keep telling you, but when you finally start to see it for yourself, it's worthwhile. And to be honest, Karyn, and this might sound bad, I just basically say, fuck it.
That's good.
Sorry.
It doesn't sound bad. You know, it's funny because I'm like you in that I don't always appreciate what's going on and like where I've made it to, because I am also always looking for the next thing. Sometimes I see the hang up with that and how that could be a bad thing, but I think it's good to keep striving and to keep moving forward.
Absolutely.
And to recognize that you still have a lot that you want to achieve. But it's funny now, I wonder with you as you're progressing here, is Uriah Hall making more friends or making more enemies? Because I think there was a certain thing where people are like, they kind of wanted you to be safe and not quite as good as you could be. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the world is just, I'm starting to really see, because I'm gullible. I'm that guy, you know, I do something good for you. I think you're going to get my back all the time.
Right.
But the world is a scary, it's a cold world.
Yeah.
And if you just constantly be yourself, I think it's important to have that. You know, a lot of people coming out the wet works, the haters, the fans, whatever you want to call them. But I'm always myself. I even remind them like, hey, man, you're not my friend. And I'm always honest. Honesty is always important, you know, whether it's beneficial for you, whether it hurts. Honesty is always important. And you know, I read a quote in the Bible that says, if thy right eye offends thee, pluck it out. And to me, what that means is if something's bothering you, if you don't like something, then either fix it or get rid of it. Don't stay in those harsh environments. And our mind is just so easy to be plagued on these negative affirmations. And I'm like, why am I constantly thinking about this? I'm so good. And why can't I just do it, you know? And it's how I'm focused. If you're constantly around negative things, negative people, you know, you're going to start to feed off of that. It's like Instagram. Like I'm always on Instagram for no freaking reason. I catch myself on Instagram just scrolling for no reason. So I start to train my mind differently.
Yeah. Well, and perhaps some of that, if you want to call it self-doubt, comes from, like you said, the way, you know, things you went through when you were younger, being bullied. And I can see how that can put a lot of self-doubt in people and make them, you know, just rather hide in the corner, you know what I mean, instead of, and you know, it's funny because you and I have talked about this before, you know, where I grew up, there was nobody else that looked like me at the time, you know, things have changed, and so I stood out, I got called every name in the book, I got called everything there could possibly be, I'm there, right, and so, but you have the choice of like, okay, well, I can either try to hide, even though I'm really pretty noticeable, or take the spotlight and be like, yeah, right, like you said, F it, like,
exactly,
boom.
Embrace it, man, embrace that. Chill, you know, Chill reminds me of that too, you know, he's always telling me, embrace the hell out of it. You know, you have no control of the outcome. Right now is all you have. And it took me a while to really start to understand that. And I think it comes with maturity. I'm getting older. You know, I'm starting to think, oh, man, I got to get a family. I got to get kids. I can't take too many blows in my head. Right. I got to start thinking financially straight. Like all of this stuff comes with the maturity side of it, you know.
For sure. Well, now it's a huge trip to go down and be part of this show, you know. Ronda is, obviously, we know, a worldwide phenomenon, and you guys used to hang out a decent amount, and I remember for a while you were crashing at her place in Venice. Are you guys still friends?
Oh, yeah, we're still cool, but, you know, since Travis took over, I'm not allowed at the house anymore. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't need a black man coming around right now.
Like, hey, man, we don't like your kind. No, we're still friends. I haven't got a chance to really spoke to her. For the small time that we've talked, she's busy. She's always on the go. We made plans to get fat together, but it never really happened. You know, but you know, I know she's focused and she's driven, so you know, I give her space, man. But she's a great friend to me, and the cool point in my life with Ronda, I think, one of my fight that I lost, I think is part of in the John Howard fight. I think so, and at the time she was filming a movie. And she was the only one that I never expected to reach out to me and say, "Hey, man, I'm filming this movie. Come to Berlin and hang out with me, and you know, hopefully I can get you part in it. Just chill and get away a little bit." I never expected that from her, and it was just one of those Ronda Rousey moments that I had that you know, I still admire her for. And I love her work ethic. There's just nothing bad I can say about her, except the fact that she beat me on TV. But pretty much that's it.
I think I saw too after your fight. I guess it was after Gegard. Jucal called you out, right? Or I guess it wasn't a call out. It was a little bit more polite.
But his name I can't even say.
Roland Carnero. Jucal, right? So
I know what's going on. You know, he's like, well, this guy won and he took my spot. I won his spot. There's two versions of this in my head right now. One side is like, man, F you, man. Damn right I skipped that line. You need to catch up before you can fight me. And then the other side is like, bring it on, play it, what you got. But you know, there's a lot of politics in this. I know a lot of guys are trying to protect their spot. You know, I'm number 6 or I'm number 7. Let me just get fights to get to the championship, which is not wrong. But me as an athlete, as a martial artist, I'm like, whoever, you know, I don't care. You know, some people will be like, hey, fighting Robert Whittaker is kind of going backwards because you're 10, and what if you lose? Well, that's a negative affirmation. I'm going to fight him anyways. And to be honest, without trying to sound bad, I feel he's more of a threat than Gegard, because when he's young, he's hungry, and he knocked out a bunch of guys that you didn't expect him to knock out. And he's focused. And I get excited when you're good like that, because when you're at your best, it brings out my best. So, you know, I think this might be a tough fight than the other one.
Well, he's tough, and I was in Australia for the Tough Smashes finale, and out of that group, he definitely was one of the people that really impressed me. He already at the time was very composed and just seemed like he had a good head on his shoulders. But you know, it's funny that you say about the stepping back thing, because you know, obviously his initial opponent was Michael Bisping. I spent a lot of time with Michael, and you know, people said the same thing to Michael. Mike, what the hell, dude? What do you mean? Like, you're trying to gun for your title shot. You're the busiest dude. You fight everybody. Why are you fighting this guy who doesn't deserve to be there? And he's like, look, yeah, it's my job, man. It's my job.
So hey, when I went there to Japan, they kept asking me about stuff. I'm like, listen, I'm just here to clock in and clock out.
Right.
That's it.
Right. Well, now you're clocking in on the West Coast. What made you move? Finally, 100% commit, because you were kind of dabbling for a little while. Why did you finally decide that you wanted to be out here full time?
The weather. The women. No, I'm kidding. The weather is nice. It's easier out here because you know my training. Most of my coaches, my boxing coach Clayton Hart, he's in Vegas. He hates California because of the traffic.
It's bad. It's not good.
But you know, as a New Yorker, I don't even drive, so I have to get a car and getting used to this. That's the only bad thing I can say about California. Besides, and people in Huntington Beach thinking they can fight. But other than that, I said it.
Wait, you mean at Kings?
No, not Kings. Not Kings. No, not Kings. No. I love Kings.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I'm talking like a local bar where
okay.
have a drink and be like, they just want to fight you. I'm like, dude, are you serious?
Right.
Anyway, that's another topic.
Really? They're just stepping to you?
Oh, yeah, it happens all the time. But I just act like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to.
Right.
I want to get in trouble.
But you have been putting some work into Kings, right?
Oh, yeah, I've been training. Kelvin actually invited me over there because he's getting ready for Matt Brown, who actually got hurt.
Yeah.
And I went over there. I've been there years ago, and it was great, and those guys, they don't play around. No. Oh, my God. So Kelvin invited me. I had fun. I went back a couple of times and just decided, hey, you know what? It's 10 minutes from my house. Why not? And Rafael, he's such a nice, cool guy. And I don't know, man. It's a hungry atmosphere. They're young. There's a lot of bodies. And people are just, you know, in it to grow and get better. And they come at you. And it's almost like that scarcity approach, like when I was on the Tough House. Where every day it was like, hey, man, I got to fight to survive. And in that environment, you got to fight. I had the honor of sparring with Verdum the other day. That dude, I will never spar again. That dude was trying to take my head off. But you know what? It was a cool experience to go up against a world champ.
Yeah.
I'm never doing that shit again.
Yeah, no, it's crazy because we go down there and film sometime, and Benil will roll with Fabricio, and he'll like it's so good for him. That humbling experience is so good for you, but at the same time, you get like one thing in off Fabricio, you're like.
He was tossing me around. Like the only thing that was missing is him putting me on a broom and just do this. He was just mopping the floor. He was throwing spinning hook kicks. I was like, holy cow, if that had touched me.
Yeah.
But again, it's that scarcity environment. It's that stepping outside your comfort zone. Yeah. They've just been openly welcome. I love it. And again, I'm just trying to grow and get better.
Well, and very nice, and I know you have to finish packing, so I'll let you go. But I do want to ask you, what your relationship is like with Dana, because there was that whole thing about him before saying you didn't have the killer instinct, and it was, sometimes it was a little bit strange the way he would talk about you, and he admired you so much, but at the same time it was almost just like, what are we going to do with this kid? You know what I mean? And so have things changed? Is the dynamic different now between you guys?
Man, I'm not getting paid to say any of this, but no, I'm kidding. Dana is a great guy. You know, me and Dana have a really good relationship because he's honest, and again, I'm all about honesty.
Yeah.
And Dana's the type of guy, he'll tell you when you're messing up. He'll tell you when you're doing something wrong, and he'll tell you when you do something right. Now, you would feel like, people sometimes should feel like either favoritism or he might play favoritism. I understand the game. It's a business from more a standpoint. You're making money, you're getting viewers, and you're building something. I get that. And another side of it, he sees potential. And, I'm a nice guy. And it's like, mother, I've heard it a lot. And I don't have that. And I'm trying to channel it. I'm trying to understand it. But we have a great relationship. What I love about him is he's honest, and he tells me what I'm not doing. He tells me what I should be doing. He gives me his input, and he lets me know when I'm doing a good job. And that's kind of rare, because honesty sometimes can be brutal. It's how you take it, but I always take it as a learning experience. I got nothing bad to say about it, and at the same time, he's my boss. So, go Dana.
Yeah, sometimes it's weird when you get no feedback at all.
Oh, yeah, when you get no feedback.
Is everything cool? I mean, I guess I would know if I was screwing up, so I guess it's cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I did a bad job,
Yeah.
But I talk to him, and I ask him questions. He's a great guy. People will say stuff, but when they don't know you, like people who know you, so they'll be like, oh, Karyn said this, or it's a different story. But as long as you know who you are. Yeah.
For sure. And have you been back to Jamaica lately? Are you, did they roll out, did the Daily Gleaner do a cover story on you and all that?
I would love to go back because I've been hearing some very positive story, and even my coach Clayton's like, hey man, you need to start shouting out your country, man. What the hell are you doing? You from Jamaica. Stop talking about New York only so much.
Right.
But I haven't been back. I've heard through an uncle that I didn't know I had.
Yeah, of course. Now they all come out.
Right? Everybody's coming up. Hey, I'm your third cousin from... Yeah, okay. That he works at a prison guard.
Yeah.
He's a prison guard. And he said that, yeah, man, they all watch me in the prison and stuff. They have like a big showing and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, I'm popular in prison. All right, that's good. That's the first stop when I get to Jamaica.
Totally.
Hey, let's go, visit the prison. And I heard that some other sources say that there's a couple of events where they do a live showing of the fights of me over there. I had no idea, so I'm like, oh wow, I guess I'm kind of popular back home.
That's cool.
Yeah, but I would love to go back home.
Well, I'll tell you what we should do. I'm starting to see us putting together a little tour. You know what I mean? Get the management together and because I'm just looking for a presentation. Do you know what I mean? But I still have some family down there, Put a little something together.
I forgot everything. I left when I was 13.
Yeah.
Shoot, I'm sure some neighborhoods I can't even walk around there. I gotta act Jamaican.
Right.
Hey man, you sound Jamaican around here. What you talking about, boy?
Right. Well, it's funny because I never lived there. My mom did, but when we would go and visit there, then her accent really starts to come back and stuff. And people can tell. They look at me and they can tell that there's something going on there, and that I'm not just a American. And I understand a lot of the stuff that they think I don't understand. You know what I mean? So it's good. It's good.
Stop trying to try there, buddy. We know you light skin. You ain't Jamaican.
Right. Nice. Well, so you got your stuff packed. Don't forget your passport, please.
I don't know. I have to go for that thing. No, we didn't pack yet. We're leaving late tonight.
Yeah.
We're just chilling, man. My coach is over there. He's finding stuff to do.
Nice.
I got my whole clothes behind me.
Nice.
I
Nice.
got
Awesome.
back. I was like, let me just get that picture so I look cool.
Oh, it's great. It's so great. It's so great. Well, awesome. Well, I'm really glad we were able to catch up. Listen, I'll be working the show for Fox. So I'll be at the desk and everything. So we'll be talking about you.
Don't talk any smack. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I know. It's tough because I feel bad. The guys have to pick somebody to win. Some people take it personally. Some people don't. But
I used to I think I had I think something with Bisping a while back.
yeah,
He must have said something because I was in the towel fight and I
yeah,
got upset. But again, that was just the immature side of me. And I guess he was right. I was immature at the time. But there were some personal issues between me and that douchebag. I mean, that guy that I was supposed to fight. There were some personal issues that happened years ago.
yeah.
I let the bad side came out, which was wrong on my part because that's not me. Even Dana was like, you okay, Uriah? Who are you? Have I met you before?
Right.
So it was,
Gotcha. Well, safe travels. Hopefully you have something to keep you busy. It's a long flight.
Hey, man, I got my PSP.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I lost you.
Oh, yeah. Where are you? There you are.
PlayStation Portable. What else I got? My computer that I'm watching movies.
Yeah.
And hopefully some food. But last time, Clayton Hires left my freaking PlayStation in Japan. And that was like the only thing I had.
Oh, no.
Escaped me. And after the weigh-ins, I'm taking that long hour drive back. I'm like,
Right.
hey, man, can I get my PlayStation? He was like, oh, you don't have it? I'm like, I gave it to you to hold. That's another story.
I'm going to tell you there's this other thing called a book. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
I have not read a book. Oh, that sounds really bad. Until my buddy's book here,
Yeah.
Sugar Water.
Nice.
Yeah, I read his book. I haven't read a book in a long time, to tell you the truth.
Well, they still make them, believe it or not.
They do. You know what? It's like Harry Potter. I would never read that damn book. I would watch the movie. I won't read the book. I'm sorry. I'm not a book guy.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, listen. Have a great time. I know you're gonna have a good fight. You're loose. You're relaxed. You're in the zone. So this should be exciting. I really appreciate you taking the time, and we'll see you in a week and a half or so.
Yes, anytime.
Awesome. Thank you.
Bye.